So you are finding that you are living paycheck to paycheck, which means that what you get paid is what goes out. You are unable to save. As you are working, the money that you get, all of it goes to servicing your living expenses as well as your debt. So you're finding yourself in that situation. There are many reasons why you could have gotten to where you are currently. However, there is a way that you can actually get out. It's just that it will take discipline, it will take dedication, as well as just being wise with your money. And so I'm going to be sharing with you some of the tips that I think that you need to consider in order for you to stop living paycheck to paycheck. You want to get to a point whereby what comes in is not what goes out. You want to limit the amount of money that is going out and keep some of that. You know, I'm at that point right now whereby I've really been thinking about this, that I want to get to the point whereby what goes out is about 50% and I keep 50% of my income. That is my goal right now. And it's not going to be an easy one. I don't know where to start, but I know that that is my intention. So what are some of the things that I think that you need to consider in order for you to stop living paycheck to paycheck? Before we get into those things, let me first introduce myself. My name is Jen Malo in all my social media platforms. If you're new here and you enjoy my content, please make sure that you join us by clicking that red subscribe button on the bottom. And also don't forget to smash that like button because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. And also thank you to each and every one of you guys who have been watching and following along in these 12 days of Christmas, this Vlogmas. I have really been challenging myself. It's a lot to have to create content as well as make sure that it is edited and posted. And haven't been that much disciplined to make sure that I've got content up ahead. But I've really been enjoying the process. It's a lot, but I've been enjoying it. So with that being said, let us get into the video. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to learn to be good with budgeting. Many of you guys who are watching my videos right now, you know the importance of budgeting. I preach this each and every time, and I know that many of you guys are budgeters right now. Like, you are killing it. You are budgeting each and every month. But now you want to get to a point whereby you are good with budgeting. You want to get to a point whereby you understand what are the things that are taking your money, what are the things that are essential, what are things that are not essential. So here we're looking at wants and we're looking at needs. When you're doing your budget, you need to always prioritize your needs. Those are the things that you need to make sure that they are taken care of. We're not talking about needs, we're talking about shelter, we're talking about your food, we're talking about your water and electricity, we're talking about the essentials that you need in order for you to say you are living a decent life. Take care of those things and then start looking at your wants. If you've got a lot of wants, now this is where you need to pay most of your attention to in terms of where is your money going. Because you may find that some of the things that you're paying for, they are not essential. So please then look into cutting some of the things that are not essential so that you can keep most of your money. Now, I know that cutting on your budget does not really help you to advance that much in terms of your finances, but it does make a difference when you're starting and you're trying to fix your finances. And obviously you can't do this forever because obviously you want to enjoy life. But when you're trying to fix your finances, cutting could be the thing that really helps you to just avoid living paycheck to paycheck. Those DSTV that you're paying for your 800 Rand and you are really living paycheck to paycheck, really consider that. Reconsider that. You may find that you're paying for DSTV, you're paying for Netflix, you're paying for Showmax. Really sit down and look at your wants, the things that you pay for in your budget that are not necessities, and find a way to downgrade or cut some of those things. So that is the first place that you need to start. You need to have a budget, and your budget must be very good in terms of it making sense and avoiding duplications, as well as avoiding paying for things that are not necessary. That is if you are intentional if you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Clean up that budget, clean it up. Another thing is, I know that with some people, you may find that they are paying duplications. Maybe you may find that you've got a helper that stays full-time at home, but then the kids go to school. Really think about that as well. Like, I know that sometimes we need the help, but if the kids are going to school and you've got a full-time helper that stays at home during the day, that is a duplication that you really need to look into. That is wasting money. You need to find a way that you find someone that comes in the morning or that comes in during the weekends, but not someone that's going to be there the whole day while the kids are at school. think about that one. And then the second thing is refusing to change the systems that are no longer working. The people, whenever you share things with them to say, this works, I've tried this and what, but they're not willing to use it, because in their minds they're so convinced of the way that they're doing things. And you can see that the things that you are doing, they're clearly not working for you, and you really try to suggest things to these people, but they are not listening. And so that is what I find also. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, be open to try things. Be open to implement different systems that will help you to manage your finances to a point whereby you fully understand where your money is going each and every month. And cash stuffing has really helped me in terms of being mindful with my spending. And so a person will say, but I don't use cash. But then that with your cards, you keep swiping everywhere. But isn't that a problem now? And so what I'm saying here is, if you've been using systems and you can clearly see that the way that you've been managing your money is not working and you're struggling, consider trying things so that you can find things that can relieve that pressure and minimize the amount of spending that happens in your household. Another thing that you need to stop doing is you need to fine-tune your mind to stop thinking of spending every time you get money. And when I'm talking about this, I'm not just talking about your salary. Your salary already is committed to most of your living expenses. But what I'm talking about here is the unexpected money, the money that you may get maybe each and every year. Like right now, we are in December, and some of you guys are going to be getting bonuses. Some of you guys work in sectors whereby you get your bonus on your birthday. That is money that you shouldn't be automatically thinking, where I should spend it. Because every time you think like that when you get money, you are thinking of spending, you are putting yourself in a position whereby you are increasing the amount of money that is going out than the amount of money that you are keeping. Like, for example, to my people here who are watching, who work in government, we know that we are going to be getting that, whatever that notch is, that amount is. And it's not a lot. But I know that my fellow government employees, some of them, they are going to be thinking like this is time for them to live up the moment. And then the next thing, they will automatically, when they get that money, within the same day or the following day, it's gone. And gone on things that they don't even know they've spent it. And also now with knowing that you are going to be getting that little bit of increase or that little bit of adjustment in your salary, that is time for you to actually take that money and save. Any additional money that you get, I would really say save that. And then another thing that you need to stop doing is stop using debt to try and bail yourself out in financial problems. I made a video about this. I'm not going to go into detail about this because there's a video about this. However, if you're going to continuously use debt to bail you out of financial problems, you're going to continuously struggle with living paycheck to paycheck, because every time you introduce debt in your finances, what it does is it takes away the power of your resources. It limits the power that your resources will have. And so your resources can only stretch so far when you've got a lot of debt. You are struggling right now. Maybe let's say, for instance, you are struggling to pay for certain things, or maybe your salary is not stretching. The next thing you take money from a machinist. You have to pay back that money for your machinist, which means that the following month something must struggle again or something must suffer. You go back to a machinist. So it's like you are in a hamster wheel, but more than anything, you are continuously living paycheck to paycheck. And so stop using debt to bail you out of your financial problems. First, figure out what is the real problem before you try to look for money to bail you out of that. Because you might find that the problem is really not the money, but it was what you do with the money when you get it. That's where most people are when it comes to our finances. Most people, and I'm not talking about people that are struggling with being poor. Poor, it's something else. If you are living in poverty, there's something else. I'm talking about people who wake up every day, they go to work. My government employees, everyone, people who are working in private sector, the doctors. There are many people who work decent jobs, but they are constantly broke and borrowing money. That means that what is coming in is what is going out. And so you really need to stop using debt to bail you out of your financial problems. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is creating an additional stream of income. Now, for most people, when they want to create an additional stream of income, is that they want to create an additional stream of income so that it can cover some of the expenses at home. And so obviously, if you're really struggling struggling when it comes to living paycheck to paycheck to a point whereby your salary is not enough to cover your living expenses, it makes sense to do that. But let's say, for instance, what is coming in covers your living expenses but leaves you no money for you to save. What you want to do is, when you introduce another stream of income, you don't want to then take that money that you are getting from the additional stream of income and spend it. You want to take that money that you are getting and save it. You need to do that. If you are going to spend the money that you are making as the additional stream of income, then you're going to find yourself at where you started in the beginning, whereby you are living paycheck to paycheck. What is coming in is what is going out. And also another thing that we need to teach ourselves, whenever we are having a side hustle, especially a side hustle that needs money in order for you to start and continue and upkeep it, like maintain it, make sure that when you are starting, especially on the first 3 to 6 months, you are not taking that money out. You are reinvesting it into your side hustle. And that is what I have been doing on my YouTube for a long time. The money that I've been making, I've been reinvesting it into my business. That allows your business to grow and to get to the point whereby it can make you reasonable additional income that you can then start saying, okay, I'm going to save this portion, I'm going to spend this portion. And so I would really encourage you that when you introduce a stream of income and you start getting that stream of income, save it so that you can invest it back into your business. Save it so that you can invest it back to your business. And then when you've reached a point whereby you feel like, okay, what I'm getting it now, it's really substantial, then you can say, I'm going to save a portion of this, I'm going to spend a portion of this. For me, I really find that when it comes to my budget, my salary covers everything when it comes to my living expenses. And on top of that, I'm still able to save. And so what I do is, with all additional money that I get, is I then save it. That is how I'm able to save the money that I'm able to save. It's because my salary on its own, it covers all of my living expenses, and I'm still able to save from that. And that didn't happen because of privilege. Because I know that people who come and say, yo, you can talk from it didn't come from privilege. For people who have been watching my channel for a long time, they will know where I'm coming from. But people who find me now, it's easy for them to assume, oh, you are there where you are because of privilege. Oh, I wish I had privilege. I am dark. I have no sense of privilege at all. If you're a black person, you have no privilege at all. So anyone who tells you that you've got privilege because you are black, and maybe, let's say, for instance, you got education, you are working a better job, and they tell you are privileged, hey, tell them, I am black, I have no privilege whatsoever. I do not know what is privilege as a black person. So with that being said, I hope that you guys found value in this video. It was a short one, but I just wanted to talk quickly about how do you stop living paycheck to paycheck, because I really do think that it is possible. But as I said in the beginning, it takes dedication, it takes commitment, it takes making sacrifices in order for you to get there. And it also takes not being stubborn and not being so stuck in your ways. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.